Hi everyone, it's day 73 of the Vendée Globe, more than 24 hours after the 2016 winner Armel Le Cleac'h crossed the finishing line, and it is his boat that is furthest north in the race to get north back up the Atlantic Ocean. Louis Burton has been one of the standout competitors in this year's race. A few weeks ago, he was making repairs to his 90-foot mast in the shelter of Macquarie Island, nearly 900 miles behind the leaders. Today, he's at the front of the fleet, choosing a strategy that he hopes will seal his first win in what is his third attempt at the Vendée Globe. Today, we're going to focus on the weather for the lead group and look at the options for the coming few days. With the boats expected on Tuesday the 26th, this is the moment of the race that weather strategy is crucial, as is the need for vigilance, with tired boats being pushed so hard by these skippers in their quest for victory. Hold on, it's going to be an incredible week ahead. This was the situation that we left on Monday, as the lead boats had exited the doldrums and were now making their way into the trade winds. And certainly for the next 48 hours, that was really going to be the focus, just getting up into the trade winds and making as much progress north as possible. Now, interestingly, right from the get-go, Louis set himself up to be the furthest to the west, and he's had the bow down, making speeds of 20 knots, and opened up this separation from the main pack there, from Charlie Dallin in particular. And this is because he hopes his strategy by being furthest west, and also at the moment just slightly further north, is going to be key to the success of his final run into Le Sable d'Olonne. So let's have a little look at the weather over the next few days. So here's the situation. We've got the bulk of this group of boats in the trades, but they're just approaching the Azores High, which is a long way south. It's a kind of almost an elongated sort of cylinder that's stretching out from the African coast through the Canary Islands, and then the sort of centre of the high is out to the west of the Canaries, a long way south from the Azores, and it's creating this sort of almost impossible block further to the north. Now, there is a route through. There's some breeze just sort of in the centre there. And the crucial thing here is Louis decided to go west. He thinks he's going to be in better pressure. Charlie Dallin on a PVR is sailing a slightly more direct course, and I'm thinking he's hoping he's going to be able to push through in the slightly less breeze. But it'd be really interesting to watch how this develops. In terms of the routing on Vendee, if we just run this through, so that was Wednesday lunchtime today. If we go to Thursday lunchtime, you can see they're just starting to turn their bows now, and what they're looking for are these big depressions. They want to catch one of these depressions, which will carry them across the Atlantic to Le Sable d'Olonne. Now, this first one is a deep depression, 975, packing lots of wind, and it's just moving just a bit too quickly for them to catch it. But as we move forward, you can see that they use the trailing front of this low to orientate their course, point their bows to the Sable d'Olonne, and start to ride this front. But it's once that system's gone through on Saturday morning where they've got this crucial decision to make. Do you continue to try and stay with that front on the direct course to the Sable d'Olonne, or actually do you jibe back to the north and try and catch the next depression coming in? And what we can see here is the fleet are sort of split in this decision, really. Hypothetically, you've got some boats that may be heading to the Azores and going south of the Azores, whilst others are going to continue north and pick up the next system. And my money would certainly be on the lead two boats, definitely going further north, to the west of the Azores, and looking to pick up another system. So that's into Saturday night. If we go into Sunday, you can see there's a really nice weather system. It's kind of centered up near sort of just to the east of Greenland, and really powerful system that's going to push them all the way to Les Sables d'Olonne. And if we just run that through one more day, you can see fantastic gradient, winds driving them pretty much dead downwind to Les Sables d'Olonne. So they're going to be driving down in this system, looking for the best bits of pressure, and this will be the system that carries them home. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the weather routing. This was a route that was done at lunchtime today, and I'll speed this up because it takes a little bit of time. But what you're looking for here is this position. This is Louis' position. So he's out to the west. He's in great pressure. The boats to the further east are going to be in less wind, and I think this is the real opportunity for Louis to keep. Now, if he can get onto this front at this point, all the boats are going to be pointing their bows towards Les Sables d'Olonne, but they just fall off the back of that front into a little light system just before the Azores. And it's at this point where I think we're going to see another split in the fleet. We're going to see some of the non-foiling boats, I think, perhaps taking a chance and going south of the Azores. And I think for the lead group, they're going to point back north and try and pick up this next weather system. So again, if we just continue that through, you'll see that happen. So they're going north here, getting into the stronger breeze. There's a nice little patch of breeze to the south of the Azores, but it doesn't last for long and very quickly turns into nothing. And so then the breeze is really fresh, good 30 knots, 25 to 30 knots, and a really, really fast run all the way around the outside into the Bay of Biscay and the finish in Les Sables d'Olonne. So we're into the final week for the leaders, and it's going to be all or nothing. Winning this race is the biggest prize in offshore sailing, and the roll of honour has been dominated by the French. Whilst that looks unlikely to change, this is the closest race in its history. With tired and weary skippers, there's every chance mistakes could be made. It's just too close to call, and I, for one, cannot wait to watch this story unfold. We're back on Friday with Mike Golding joining us. I hope you enjoyed this evening. Stay watching. It's going to be epic. Cheers. Bye-bye.